Welcome to Board Gaming with Austin. Today I'm going to be doing a complete review on the board game, or the Write and Roll game, Splitter by Pandasaurus Games. It's a 1 to 12 player game. It can be played in 15 minutes. It's for ages 8 and up. I would actually say it's for really any age, as long as they can write, because it's a very easy, simple, straightforward game. It's a write and roll, and this is actually my first write and roll game. This is going to be a complete review, and it's going to give you my opinions on the gameplay, the directions, the quality of the components. Then I'm going to give you my opinion on how it's played and how to play it right after that. So let's get straight to the point. This is going to be a very easy game for you to understand, that the directions aren't necessarily necessary. You can watch a quick 5-minute video on how to play it and you'll get it, but it's got really quick instructions as well. I played it as a 2-player game, not as a 1 or anything above 2. So the directions are really easy, really straightforward. It's not hard to understand, but that's because it's also an easy to play game. I give the directions a 5. The quality of the components: the pencils are neat, the erasers are horrible, the dice are nice, and these little booklets are nice, but I kind of want more booklets. More booklets there. So, I don't know. I mean, you're not getting much in this box to begin with. Probably a 4.75 because I'm not too much of a fan of the pencils. That's picking hairs, though. Anyone else would probably give it a 5. The gameplay. So the gameplay itself is actually really fun. It's like simple. Like, you just take these little notepads here. You don't even need to take the whole notepads. Take 6 sheets off. Take 2 pencils and the dice. Stuff them in your little, what do you call them? Calculator pockets or handkerchief pockets. And get going wherever you need to go. Pull them out and start playing a game. The gameplay and the way it's played, very simple, very fast, quick, and easy. It's a very portable game. It's a very easy game to, like I said, teach to any age. I give gameplay 5. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. And it doesn't, since there's the chance and the excitement of rolling the dice, it doesn't really get stale or boring. And there's the variability of where you put your numbers on the sheet. So there's a lot of changing up, and you don't even need to like hide your paper from your partner, because after 3 rolls, you guys are already starting to put things in different places, and everything changes up. So total score for this, I'd give it 5-star. Negligible directions, score taking off. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys how to play this game now. This is so simple. You take this first, they call them pad A, I believe. You take this pad right here, and then you tear off a sheet, give one to each player. I wish these booklets were bigger, but they are decently sized. So you get plenty of play here. But you take one of these off, give one to each player. It says the letter of the pad in the top right, I believe. Nope, on the bottom right. And you see this big line right down the center? This is the important line. This is like the central focus of this entire game. This center line right here is the symmetrical point of focus. Each side of this line is going to be symmetrical to the other side. And that's the point of the game. So when you're rolling these dice, each person takes turn rolling the dice. You go back and forth, back and forth. You roll the dice, and then you get a number on each die. So in this situation, there's 2 2s. So what you do on your sheet is you take one of these pencils and you add a 2 anywhere that you decide you want to put the number. So let's say you put the 2 here. Well, you have to put the other number on the other side of this line, symmetrical. So you'd have to put it here, in a symmetrical location. So let's roll the dice again, just to give you a different example. Gosh, 6 and 6. 2 and 1. Here we go. All right, so now what you have to do is you have to put the 2 and the 1 on your board, or your paper. It doesn't matter where you put the 2 and where you put the 1, as long as the other one is put down in a symmetrical way. So you could put the 1 here on this side, and then the 2 has to go symmetrical. Or you can put the 2 on this side, and then the 1 has to be symmetrical on the other side. As long as one of the numbers is of the dice are on one side and the other number is on the other side in a symmetrical fashion, you are good to go. So literally, yeah, the game is this fast. You just go back and forth, 2, 1. Now, whoops. Sorry. I literally just did it wrong right in front of you. So look, this is a perfect example. I'm trying to erase this. Horrible eraser. That's actually why I made a mistake. I was trying to show you how bad the eraser was. Okay, now, the trick of the game is, where the points come in and how the strategy comes in, is the numbers that you place down, you get to decide, you don't get to decide how the dice are rolled. You get to decide where you put them on your sheet. So, the way you score points at the very end of the game is you get 1 point for every one that doesn't have a 1 adjacent to it. So adjacent would be this location, this location, this location, or this location. Sharing one entire side, adjacent. This in the corner, diagonal, just sharing a little corner piece, that is not adjacent. Adjacent is like the cross locations. All right. So you score points just like that with every single number. So you score 2 points for every 2 2s that do not have an adjacent 2 next to them. So this would score me 2 points based on what's going on right here. And that's how every number is scored. So 2 2s without 2s next to them, 3 3s without another 3 next to them, 4 4s without another 4 next to them, 5 5s without another 5 next to them, 6 6s without another 6 next to them. So let me show you another example. They just have to share an adjacent side with at least one other number in that group. So if you had 3 and 3 right here, then you can have a 3 right here as long as there's no adjacent number in any. Here, I'll show you over here. So this will score you 3 points as long as you don't have a 3 right here, 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 or here. Because all those X locations would be adjacent to one of the 3s. All right, so let me give you another example. I'll tear this off and I'll show you in a different way. So let's say you got 6 6s. You have a 6 here, a 6 here, a 6 here, a 6 here, and a 6 here, and a 6 here. So this would score you 6 points if there's no adjacent 6s in these locations. This big line only separates these two halves when you're putting numbers down for the first time. So if you actually had a situation like this, 6 6 6 6 6 6, they actually count across this line. So that would score you 6 points. Having something like this would score you 5 points. There's a 5 here, 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 and here. They're adjacent to one of the 5s. So something like this would not score you 3 points. This 3, 3, and 3, because this 3 is not adjacent to those 2 3s. So they also have to be adjacent to score points, let alone not block it off. But if you had this situation, a 3, a 3, a 3, and then a 3 ended up being there, that would not score you 3 points either, because 3 3s are not alone without another 3 being adjacent. Now these stars, there's stars on both of these pads here. The stars, what happens is if you put a number, if you score points with a number on that star, then you double the total score of that group. So this group right here scored me 6 points. One of the 6s is on a star, so that doubled the points, so it's 12 points. And it does that with everything. So 1 by itself gives you 1 point. 2 twos by themselves next to each other give you 2 points. 3 threes by themselves next to each other give you 3 points. And then 4 points, 5 points, 6 points. Stars double the group that ends up being in the star when it's scored. You can score across this line here. And then the only thing I haven't explained to you is these hearts. So the way the hearts work, these pads work the exact same way. The stars work the exact same way. Everything works the exact same way except the hearts. The hearts, if you're going and putting numbers down here, the only thing that the hearts do, they work just like regular squares. But if you end up putting a number inside the heart, and it matches the number that's inside of every other heart, then you score an additional 5 points. So that situation right there, I had 6s in all the hearts. That would have scored me 5 points. It would not have scored me any other points just for having the 6s there. I would have got 0 points plus 5 points for having the same number in all the hearts. You could have this situation where you have a 1 in all the hearts and no 1s being adjacent to it. Well, that would score you 1, 2, 3 points plus the 5, so 8 points just for those. Now, obviously, you want to try to get them all in the same group and everything. But yeah, that's that, guys. I really enjoyed this game. It's like I said, a quick get straight to the point, start playing, get out the door. You're getting back to life, or just bring with you anywhere you go. Teach anyone. I hope you guys get out there and buy it. It's a really good game.